All right, Pirate fans, welcome out to another episode of the Pirates Cove Podcast. This is episode number 50. I'm excited. I remember when I started at number 1, I didn't think I was going to get to 10. And tonight, it's the 50th episode, and I'm just excited because we've grown. The crew that I got with me comes on. They helped me make this happen to interview players and coaches. It's been great. So hopefully we can get to another 50 and get 100 here this upcoming year in 2022. So we do got a couple of our varsity players. There are Lady Pirates varsity basketball players. There are 2 captains on the team. Expectations are really high for the Lady Pirates basketball team. They went 3 rounds into the playoffs last year, and they went, I think, on a 20 plus game win streak. So they all returned. They lost 1 player, and they all returned. So of course we're excited. And we look forward to keeping a district title. These girls are looking to get back-to-back district titles and make a deeper playoff run this year. So before I introduce our 2 basketball players and our captains, I want to introduce my crew. We got the Coach Steve Cantu. Coach, how you doing this evening?
Hey, I'm blessed, brother. I'm happy to be here.
All right, and then I got the Z-Man, Johnny Zavala. Johnny, how you doing?
Doing good.
And they've got some good questions for the ladies, man. I'm real excited. You guys did a really good job as far as getting your questions ready. And I want to introduce the captains of our Rockland Point Lady Pirates basketball team. First, we've got Jordan Malone. Jordan, I think you're a guard, right?
Yes, sir.
We've got junior Jordan Malone. Jordan, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing well.
And then I think I've got the other guard. I hope I got that right. She's a senior. Mikayla Molina. Mikayla, how you doing?
I'm good.
All right. You are a guard as well, right?
Yes.
All right, I got it right. Okay. So we want to bring the girls in. There's 4 captains on the team this year. Next week, hopefully I'll have the other 2 captains. But we want to bring Jordan and MG on. Like I said, there's high expectations for these girls. They have played in some tough tournaments early on. There was a ranking, they were ranked, but I got to say the teams that you guys have played have been tough, but I think Coach Hill is on the right track as preparing you guys as you get into district and then, of course, making that deep playoff run. So I'm going to turn it over to the Z-Man first. He's got a couple of questions for Jordan and MG. Take it away, Johnny.
Kayla, how you doing today? What got you into playing basketball?
Ever since I was little, my mom always signed me up we had like little leagues, and I started really young, and then each year went by, and then we got into like middle school, and then like a lot of like the people that I play with now, we've been playing together for years, and we kind of just all stayed.
Yeah, we have a good league down there, for the little kids and stuff like that. I'm glad, you came out for that. It shows that you pretty well blossomed as the years gone on. I'm glad you stuck out with basketball. I heard you kind of persuaded other people to come out for basketball too.
Hey, Johnny, I'm going to
Yes.
jump in there real quick. The one thing I remember about MG when she was playing youth basketball, she always had the flyest shoes, bro. She always had the flyest J's on, bro. I was like, man, her shoe game was strong back then, bro.
She wanted the showboat. So going into the season, Mikayla, who do you think is going to be the toughest opponent in district and why?
I think it's gonna be Beeville this year. Last year they were pretty tough competition, and they have all their returns, so I think they're tough again this year.
I see the preseason games that they had compared to y'all's, and I think y'all gonna go real well prepared against them than where they are now.
Yeah.
So I think this preseason schedule and tournaments y'all were just in, this is gonna show. Right now Beaville's record looks better. The ranking got up higher, but I think overall once it comes down, I can see why you're saying Beeville. I think they climbed to number 8 in the state now. That's going to be an exciting. I'm very excited about this Beeville. I actually didn't make any games last year. I hate saying that, but I made my first one last night this year. I wish it was a little better game, but I got to see who y'all are and what y'all are. You know, y'all have a great team. Another question. What do you see different about this year's team compared to last year? Speaking of that.
I feel like we've matured, we've gotten older, we all share the ball more, and we have like more of a connection because we've had more time together.
It's sweet being a senior, man. It's sweet being a senior. I mean, all these girls look up to you, and you're just the perfect role model for these girls. I mean, you have the great attitude and stuff like that. I'm glad we got a little chance, you know, to talk to you tonight. Jordan. Let's see, where was I? So I got Mikayla talking about the district. Is there a playoff team out there that you want to face, and what's the reason why behind that?
Honestly, it'd probably be Bernie again, just because I mean, they're a really good team, and I think it would be good to get another chance at them and go further this year.
Yeah, we're gonna keep close an eye on the other. You know, that's one thing I kind of got into last year was some of the teams around the areas and stuff like that. And it's pretty interesting keeping up with teams outside of there and stuff like that. As you tune into us, you'll see that, you know, I'll talk a little bit about the other districts in the state and stuff like that. Who's the possibility we could face throughout the line, you know? So, yeah, Bernie obviously is going to be the team out there. I was surprised you saying that. So do you have any personal goals you would like to reach? And if so, tell us a little bit about that.
I would like to get my 1,000th point this year. But I also, by the end of my senior year, I want to get my 500th assist. More than shooting the ball, I really like sharing it and passing it. So I think that is my ultimate goal, is to get 500 assists.
How far are you from the 1,000?
101.
Ooh, we're gonna see it.
Oh, we're gonna see it.
We're gonna see it. Hopefully, it's a home game. Now, you know, y'all might travel to some of these outside games, you know, especially if it's in Beeville. So this is a little inside question here. Do you have any kind of rituals, any kind of routine you have during game days?
Yeah, I actually, before every game, I eat a peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Hey.
And I also, before I leave home, I write down 2 Bible verses, and I meditate on those before the game so that I can just repeat them to myself in the game. And then also during the national anthem, I like to pray.
That's something different I've asked that question many times throughout the girls and stuff like that, through all these, or not just girls, just any of the athletes and stuff like that. But that's something different that we've heard over that, and I'm glad to hear something like that from you.
And it's very insightful, right? That most of them is like, oh, we go hang out, we do this, we do that.
Yeah.
That's awesome, right? I mean, hey, that's awesome. Getting one with God.
All right, that's all I got for right now.
I'll tell you this, Jordan. I pray every day. I get up in the morning. I'm driving to work. I'm waiting there in the car for 5-10 minutes to say a quick prayer. And throughout the day, man, whenever I get an opportunity, boy, I'm praying as well. It's really important. So it's very nice. Like Johnny said, it's not something you hear, but it's great to know that at a young age, man, you're learning and you're doing that. It's awesome. Coach Steve, I'll turn it over to you. I know you got some questions for both Jordan and MG.
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce around. I'm gonna go, 1 and 1. I'm gonna ask MG a question, and I'll go to Jordan. And then some of them are dual questions where they'll go to both of you guys, and I'll wait for a response from both of you guys. But I'm gonna start with MG. So I've been to a few games this year, and you can't help but notice, you're a lockdown defender, and I think from what it looks like from the outside is that you take great pride in your defense and how you play. You know what I'm saying? Tell me, what is it about playing defense that really gets you going?
It's like getting like stops and then like steals and then just like having like the fast breaks, and it just like being able to like get a lot of like deflections and steals. Just kind of like gets me like more motivated and like pumped up.
Yeah. Well, and talking to your coach, she kind of gave me a little backstory, and what she said was, her, as a player, and I don't know if she's told you this, but her as a player, that she wouldn't want you to be guarding her, that you're that sticky. You know what I'm saying? You're always up on the ball player, you know what I'm saying? And she would hate to play, and she'd hate to have to bring up the ball against you. So, that coming from her, I think that speaks volumes and what she sees in you and your defensive qualities and how great you play. You're super intense out there. When I love it, you know what I'm saying? I love it when she calls that press and you're pressing them and you're giving them the business. And I love that. I could see the intensity in your eyes, and it's nonstop, man. I think that's awesome to hang your hat on defense. I mean, it's great to score points and you do your share of it, but playing defense is it's something, really, honestly, it doesn't come natural. You really got to have the heart for it. You know what I'm saying? So I think you do an excellent job at that. Jordan, I'm gonna go to you, and this one's a little bit serious question. It's kind of serious, and hopefully, I know you're gonna give us a real insightful answer. So knowing that, what I just found out is, like, you don't play any other sports. Basketball is your thing. You don't do volleyball, you don't do softball, you don't do any of those things. Basketball is your thing. And on the court, when I went to go watch you, there's something different in your eyes. You know what I'm saying, about, when you're on the court, and you're playing. And my question is this, when did you find the love of basketball? When did you realize, man, this is my thing? I want to get as good as I can get at it. When did you find the love of the game?
I've been playing since I was 4 years old. I mean, I've basically been raised in a gym. But I think probably 4th or 5th grade, it was finally like, okay, this is what I want to do. But I didn't really make that like real decision till my freshman year, because I ran track in junior high, and then my freshman year of high school, I told my dad, I was like, I want to go play college basketball somewhere, and I went straight basketball.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. I that drive that you have, and it's real quiet, right? I mean, it's not if it can go unnoticed, I'm saying, by the layman guy, the guy that's just sitting in the bench and ain't really paying attention. But me, I'm saying, because I love basketball, I can really tell, when I'm looking into a kid's eyes, the love of the game, and how much they're pushing themselves, and how much that game means to them, every minute, every second on the clock, how important it is to them. And I see that in you, and I think you're destined for greatness. I think you're going to do great things in the collegiate level. Great things here. I didn't know you were a junior, so I'm excited that we're going to have you for another year. I think that's awesome. So, so we got you for this year and then another year, but you're going to do great things. I think you're well on your way. You got a great mindset and a great attitude about it. And this game is going to give you what you put in it, right? I mean, everybody, all the coaches and everybody will tell you, the game will give back what you put in. And the game's going to just give you everything that you're doing right now. So I think that's awesome. MG, I'm gonna go back to you now. Okay, so knowing you're a senior now, and I'm sure that you've had common opponents at each and every year that you've seen, that same age, same age group, and everything you've seen coming up. Is there a particular player that you got your eye on each and every year that you circle the calendar, whatever team that may be, if it's Beeville, it's X girl, what I'm saying? And do you know her? Well, no, let's not do that. Let's not call the name out. So we don't want to give no bulletin board material to anybody, but is there somebody that you really get up for each and every time that you guys face on the court?
I can't really think of like a specific player.
Okay.
Like, I kind of like feel that way like about Beeville, because we're like both like the intensities like kind of back and forth.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. I mean, so their guards, their guards are great, and you enjoy that matchup. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. Jordan, I'm gonna come back to you. So I mean, I was at the game last night, and against Alice, I was there at the game, and you were putting up the shots, and they were falling, and they were just dropping. You know, you're shooting 3 after 3. I don't know what you finished with. I think 5. How many
6.
threes? You had 6. I'm sorry. I apologize. So, you know, you had 6 threes go in, and it seemed like, you know, everything that you threw up was falling. And, you know, I love basketball, and I consider myself a good player, but I have the ugliest shot ever recorded in mankind. You know what I'm saying? So I could never be a jump shooter. I was never a jump shooter. I was more of a driver. So my question is this, because I want to know, what does it feel like? You know what I'm saying? How is that feeling when you're throwing up the shots and they're going in, and it seems like every time you touch the ball, when you throw it up and it goes in, how does that feel?
It's just a good feeling. Like, it almost feels like you have a fire in you.
Mhm.
And when I'm hitting, I don't want to stop. And then when I'm not hitting, I try to find what I'm doing wrong and get myself back on track. But it's just like, it's a great feeling when you are hitting.
That's awesome. Hey, and listen, I'm not trying to give any bulletin board material to anybody, like I told Mikayla, but I saw, from what I saw, because I watched the game close, and I'm looking at everything. What was it between you and Coach Hale? Was there something that you told her at halftime? You know, how many shots you were going to make, or how many points? Did she like challenge you? There was something going on, because every time you made a shot, you'd look over, smile, maybe point a finger or head nod. What was going on there?
Well, one of them was, I'm assuming that she has the school record for most threes. So I said, how many do you have? Because I'm going to get it. I'm going to break it. And I didn't. It's 8. But we talked about it today, and I told her I'm going to get you on it. And then another one is, we always talk about my rebounding. And she's like, Jordan, you don't rebound enough. So I crashed the board at the end of the game and got that last layup off a rebound. And that's why I pointed at her. I told her that one.
Okay. Hey, I love that though. Hey, but you know what? I mean, that's a sign of a good coach. And you know what? I guarantee you she will gracefully bow down to that, you know, once you take that crown from him, because you're going to take it from him. You're going to hit 8. You're going to get that. I guarantee you have that drive. I can see it in your eyes. So I'm sure she'll, you know, willingly give that record up to you. You know, you're more than worthy there. MG, I'm gonna come back to you, MG, and then I'm gonna follow with Jordan. I'm gonna go right back to her with the same question. Okay. When playing in a game, kind of like last night's, and you're playing an opponent that really isn't on your level, but they're on the schedule, and you have to play it, and you know you guys don't make the schedule. You know, that's not your jobs, right? Your job is just to go out there and fill up the buckets. When you're playing in a game like that, and where you're, you know, kind of like, we're for sure going to win, and this, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? How do you what keeps you motivated? You know, what are you guys thinking going into the game? You know, what are you guys thinking? Like, I mean, I'm sure that it could easily creep into your head, like, hey, we're going to blow these guys out, and kind of get lazy or do whatever. But what goes through your mind when you're playing a weaker opponent like that? What do you guys focus on?
Well, we set goals. Like last night, that was like our first time hitting 80 this season. And it's kind of like fun when we get to like challenge ourselves with like how much we're able to like score in a game. And it like keeps us motivated to keep going and not like give in.
Yeah. Well, I think that's super smart, right? I mean, because you got to find something, right? You got to find something that's going to charge you up, and you know, and it's not, you know, it's not, you know, basketball isn't a, you know, kind of a lovey-dovey sport. You know what I'm saying? You go out there to try to win, and regardless of the opponent and where they're at in their programming, and I'm sure they're working towards great. I think, you know, they're going to go on, and they'll get it together, and someday, those girls will get enough experience where they'll be able to compete with you guys. You know what I'm saying? By no means do I like to, belittle what they're trying to do down there, but I think that's awesome, right? I mean, you set a goal and then you reach it. So if 80 is the goal, then that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? So I'll ask you the same thing, Jordan. I'm gonna put a little twist on it towards the end. So when playing in the game, such as, like an inferior opponent or somebody that's, that you guys, kind of know that you're going to get it, get the win. So what keeps you motivated? Is it, does it have anything about, running, if it's a play or whatever, something that you guys are struggling in or not, if the coach is on you, like, hey, you guys, you're not getting it right. You're not getting it right. You're not moving to the right spot. You're not this and that, what is it, something like that keeps you motivated in the game? Or are you trying to, like, just execute the plays that you're, at the highest level?
Personally, for me, it's always the thought of, I want a state championship. And even if we're playing these smaller opponents, we can't go down to their level, because then when we play someone like Beeville, well, now we're playing on a lower level and we're not going to beat Beeville. So I think it's always playing the same and executing the same, because that's how we have to execute when we play those better opponents. Yeah,
I think that's super smart, right? I mean, as one thing that I'm not sure, somebody said it during football season, it's you run the plays until you can't get them wrong. And I know it's kind of confusing to listen to it, you know what I'm saying? So you run the plays over and over and over until you can get them right. No, you don't run them until you can't get them right. You run them until you can't get them wrong. To your muscle memory is built up so strong in that particular play that the ball's automatically going to go in. Everybody's going to be in the right spots and the shots are going to fall exactly the way it's drawn up. So I think that's really smart. So Jordan, I'm going to come back to you and I'll finish up with Mikayla. And this is my last question. What is it that you see in your game that you can improve on?
I think I want to limit my turnovers. Right now I'm averaging 3.7, and I want to get that down to a 2 or 1 turnover per game. Because like I said earlier, I love my assists. So I definitely want to get that assist to turnover ratio up.
Yeah. That's super important, because that is something that I saw in the 2 games that I went to go see, is that the turnover ratio is kind of high. You know what I'm saying? That is definitely something as a team that we can do better as, you know what I'm saying? But so it's great that you have that individual goal, because it takes one, right? Somebody's got to do it, and then everybody else is going to follow. So as long as you're taking care of the ball, you know what I'm saying? And then preaching that, it's going to catch on. So Mikayla, I come to you next. So what is it about your game, you know what I'm saying, that you feel that you can improve on?
I feel like I can improve on passing, kind of like the same thing Jordan said, like the turnovers. I would like to lower my turnover ratio.
Yeah. Well, because, hey, listen, turnovers, usually equal baskets for the other team. When you're turning over the ball, you're giving up possessions, and it usually, equals points for that other team. So I think you guys on a great track. You guys, got to, see faults in your game that you can improve on, and are trying to work those out each and every day. So, man, hats off to you guys. And I think sky's the limits for this team this year. As long as y'all push that and preach it to everybody that's there, all 9 girls, 10 girls, whatever. I mean, you got, I think it's 10, right?
Yes.
I think I counted 9 on the bench, but 1 was undressed, I think, last night. So everybody, like, hey, listen, needs to be our mindset. We got to clean this up. And if we want to be successful, we can't turn over the ball. So, hey, man, hats off to you guys. I think, we're destined for great things this year, and I'm excited. And I'll be there, man. I'll be there watching, and hopefully we catch you guys in some after the game interviews, you know what I'm saying, or stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it, man. You guys have a great season, and I'll catch you on the flip side.
Mikayla and Jordan, I'll wrap it up here real quick. Mikayla, I got a question for you. When you guys played Aransas Pass, I've known the Gonzalez girls. We call them the Splash Sisters. I know their parents. I know their dad very well. And I've been watching and talking about those girls since they were little. The dad, we play in some basketball tournaments, and I watched these girls. So I knew how good those girls were. They were ranked number 10. So when we found out that Rockport and Ramses, we were pumping it up. We were, texting him back and forth. Your play with her, you kind of kept. I thought you did an awesome job, bro. I think she's hard. Well, I don't know which one it is. I don't know if it's Vinny or Maya, but one of them, because they play different. She's trying to get in. She does a really good job. They both, but one of them can really break down a defense and get to those outside shooters.
I think they both can. I think they both do a great job at that. But you're right though. M does a better job. She is pretty good.
What they both do. There was one in that game that she was just breaking it down. And you had to take her. And I thought personally that you did a really good job. It was a hard thing to do, but it was a hard job, I thought, because she was trying to get in there. She knew she had those shooters, break our defense down, get it to those hot shooters, and get it going. You guys made some adjustments in that game. Talk to me about how difficult was it to guard her for 4 quarters? Because I saw Coach Hill take you out in the third, which I thought, or early in the fourth. She took you out for a couple of minutes, which I thought was important to get you back to finish that game, because we knew it was a close game. She was going to need you and get you that rest to be able to finish out that game. How hard was it to guard both of these girls in that close game that we got that win over Aransas Pass?
I've actually played basketball with them for years, so I kind of know them, and so they've also gotten a lot better. So it was difficult when they would drive in to not foul and stay, but I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, you did an awesome job. It was pretty good. You did an awesome job. You had to do it for 4 quarters. I saw you running around. And I thought you did an awesome job. They find a way. And one thing that I think I saw from you is you just keep going. It doesn't seem to faze you. I'm going to be, I know you're a great player. I'm a great player. You're a great offensive player. I'm a great defensive player. But all you can do with defense is just be on them. And it seems like for 4 quarters, Steve made a good point. Offense comes easy, right? When we start playing basketball, everybody wants to hit those threes. Offense comes natural. Defense does not. You got to work at that defense. But if you come in and you love defense, and that's what you need to win the big games, because I think you played a big part in that victory over Aransas Pass, having to take, and Coach Hill told us, basically put you to guard their best player. Every time you're playing, you pretty much MG is going to be guarding their best player, and that's not an easy thing to do. So the fact that I watched that game, I thought you did an awesome job. I just want to tell you, because I know those girls personally. For 4 quarters, you hung in there tight and was able to make, I think, a difference in shutting them down from what they wanted to do, enough to give us the win. So keep up with that defense, man, because definitely you need some championship teams, right? Good team playoff teams. They need good team defense, but you need that one person that can do it for 4 quarters. And I think Rockport's got this year. So congratulations, man. I thought you did a great job. And we look forward to seeing you do that the rest of the year and into the playoffs, especially when we play the Beagle Trojans, the Lady Trojans. Jordan, I'll go to you. Coach Hill told us that, in the offseason, she said, you shot 500 500 threes. I think I'm getting this right, before you went home. I don't think she said that you shot you made 500 threes. I thought, wow. I didn't do that in high school. I'd shoot free throws. I couldn't shoot, but I didn't shoot 500 free throws, 60, 70, ready to go home. But I did that. What's behind that? What made you want to do that? Talk a little bit about the offseason and the 500 threes, because it came at a good time in Aransas Pass, that corner three. We were sitting right there. I saw you release it, looked pretty, and swoosh, it went in. So talk about those 500 free throws that you were working on during the off season.
So my freshman year, I had started off just shooting 500, and my dad and I had talked about it, and he was like, well, now that you've been shooting 500, let's start making 500. So all off season, I made 500, and I did it 2 or 3 times a week. And then now anytime that I'm staying after to shoot, I'm shooting 1,000. And my goal in next off season is to start making 1,000.
There you go.
Tell you what, we'll sit there, Coach Hill, let us in practice, and we'll just film you, and then we'll edit, and we'll just see choom, 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 and put it on the Pirates Code, baby. This is it, man.
Send it to Sports Center, baby.
And we can do that, Joe. We can just sit there, man. We can edit stuff in, edit stuff out, and it'll just look like, boom, you just hit 500, man. We'll put that on the Pirates Cove, and hey, man, you want to come play us? This is what you're going to go up against. It's great. I think it's great. I think, you know, when I heard Coach Hill say that, I was like, wow, man, this is, I mean, to put that, because you're only a junior, you still got one more year. I just think the things that you're doing personally, that now that we've talked to you, where you're trying to get at, you know, I'd have to agree with Steve, man. College is definitely, you'll get there. I mean, just your work ethic is great from what I'm hearing. You're putting in a lot of time, and man, it's great to have players like you, players like MG up there doing what you guys are doing with Katie Howe, Lilith, and the rest of those ladies. Gives us a really good opportunity to play those tough teams, gives us an opportunity to beat those teams and get in to past the third round. So really excited. The last question I'll have for you about to answer is talk a little bit about your coach. You know, Coach Hill played here. I remember watching her. She's a really good player. That team that she was on that went to the state semis, and they were great. They had an injury to one of their guards that I think played an effect of not playing that final game, but it is what it is. But I remember watching her play. She comes back to Rockford, old alma mater. This is her second year, I think. MG, I'll go to you first. What has it been? Well, first of all, it's Coach Hill's second year here, correct?
Yeah.
What's it meant for you, MG, to play for Coach Hill? What has she meant to you last year and this year?
I think it was because whenever I was little, I was always like around with my mom, like with that team. And then like years later, she's like now my coach. And she's tough on us, but at the end of the day, like she loves us. She does everything for us to get us better.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Jordan, I'll ask you the same thing. What's Coach Hill meant to you last year and this year?
I think Coach Hill is amazing. She has been a great Christian mentor in my life. And, you know, that's things like just how to act on the floor, how to give all the glory to God. And then I think she's a good coach too, and she pushes me, and, you know, she's willing to drive from Portland all the time to just come up in the gym for me. So.
That's
absolutely. Awesome. And that's the thing. And, you know, you got a coach, I think, that understands as a player what it's going to take. She understands the work that it's going to take to get to that level. So you've got a coach in you that's done it as a player. So she knows what she had to do, and she saw it from a team perspective, what we had to do as a team. And I think, you know, luckily we were able to get her down here. We hope that she'll stay here for a very long time and build this program. This program's, I mean, great. I think, and I've often said this, MG and Jordan, about our athletes are great here. But these female athletes that we have here, man, still from middle school all the way up to varsity, man, there's a lot of talent here. And it's exciting for volleyball and basketball and softball, you know, what we're going to do this year and the years to come and what we've already done. It's just an exciting time. And I think you girls to this point have done great. I know that the record doesn't reflect how good we are. We played some really tough teams. You guys went up to San Antonio, got second place, played against a tough Clemens team. And then this Toast of the Coast tournament, where there were some tough teams there. But as Coach Hill, when we had her on, you know, she wants to prepare. She already knows, and you ladies know what it's like to play Bernie. So we got to get prepared when we get into that third round. We're going to meet teams like this. So I think the process and what you guys are doing, I expect us to be able to compete better. So it's going to be great. First things first, right? Keeping that district title here in Rockport. I think we got a great opportunity. Definitely going to be there to live stream your games. We'd like to bring you guys back throughout the season as two captains. I think we're in good hands with you two. We're going to invite Katie Howe and Lilith Solis. Hopefully they'll come on next week to bring the other two captains. to continue to shed some light on our Lady Pirates basketball team. But ladies, congratulations so far on the season. The expectations high, and I know when it's all said and done, that district titles can stay here in Rockport. So thank you very much. I want to pass it over to the guys one more time, see if they have any final questions before I let you go. Coach Steve, anything you want to add?
Yeah, just real quick, and I wanted to cut in earlier when you guys were talking about Jordan and her game the other day. So I just want to give you insight. So the other day I'm sitting right, and we're in the stands, and kind of everybody walks into the gym and they kind of sit wherever, whatever. But it seemed like most of the time, or that day, that most of the Pirates fans were on the opposite side where I was sitting on. So I was surrounded by the visiting team. You know, I had them to my left and to my right, and Jordan shooting, right. And I tell you, she went on a run, and she was just shooting. And every time she touched the ball, it was going in. And I'm sitting around, and they're like, "Oh no, don't let it get to 14." Before the even shot was up, they were already moaning and groaning because they knew it was going in. So I thought that was funny, and I was like, "Man." So I kind of sat there quietly, and they asked a few questions. I politely would answer, about rules of the game or whatever. What happened there? What happened there? I would, chime in and like, "Oh my God, yeah. As long as we can keep the ball away from 14." And like, "Yeah, you guys are down 60 points or something." So anyway, I just wanted to, say that, let you know what's going on in the stands. I want to be your in-stand reporter and let you know what's going on. And they're all hoping that you miss it, but they know that you're going to make it. Like, "Oh, yeah, don't give it to her." So that was it. I just wanted to say that. And hey, good luck on the rest of the season. We're going to be watching, man. We'll be watching you really close. And, and those goals that you have in mind, not the rebounds, but the turnovers and stuff. Hey, let that catch fire in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Let it catch fire and pass it around, because, that is definitely something that we got to clean up. We talk about that on the podcast, or me and Gabriel talked to it, about it on the as a sidebar. That's definitely something that I see that we can improve on, is not turning over the ball as much. A lot of jump passes. We get in the air and we throw the ball, and that's always a recipe for danger. When you leave your feet and try to pass the ball at the same time, that's always a recipe for danger. So, but you guys got the great mindset, and you guys, already know your flaws in the game. So you guys are well on your way. So we're looking forward to a great season, man. And GT Sports is going to be there live streaming the game, and Pirates Cove is going to cover it each and every week, man. And I look forward to seeing you guys, throughout the season. And best of luck.
Thank you.
Z-Man?
Oh, no, I'm just going to say that, I'm very excited about this basketball season. Like I said, last night was my first game to go to. Not a good game to go to, but hey, I got to see what live is between y'all and stuff like that. Mikayla, I've heard a lot of things about you, how you are on your defense. And, I can see your eyes so focused on that ball. And you play like a little, I don't know, like a dead possum. And all of a sudden you just jump at the ball real quick and knock it out of their hands. And,
Mikayla, you're a dead possum.
But you're asleep. You're kind of I don't know, but it's like you got a quick reaction. You're quick with everything. And I like that. And Malone, man, it just seeing those threes, man, I think you missed your first couple of them. And then once you got going, man, it was on. It was like, wow, swish, swish.
Where are you at right now, Jordan? Where are you at right now? Threes.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was very exciting. So I'm excited about getting into these games, and I really get into these basketball games. It's been a few years since I started going to basketball, but I've been known to get pointed out by the referees. So
kicked out. Kicked out is
so
the word.
I get really into it. But yeah, good luck, and let's bring home that state title, and let's get beyond that third, fourth round. Let's go to the semis. Let's go.
We got a good team. We got a good chance. Ladies, thank you very much. MG, Jordan, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. It went a little longer than we expected, but great answers, man. Have a great evening, man, and we'll see you guys next week. Who do y'all play on Tuesday?
Kingsville.
Is it at home or over there?
No, in Kingsville.
It's in Kingsville.
Right. Okay, we'll keep it. All right, ladies. Have a great night. Thank you very much.
Hey, good night, ladies.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
So that was Jordan Malone and
There you go.
that was Jordan Malone and MG Mikayla Molina. Listen, guys, those are two of the captains that are guards. One is asked to play defense on the best players, and I didn't ask her because I knew we had to let them go. I had a couple more questions for them, but maybe I'll ask them next time they come on. But I often wonder how tiring that can be because I mean, she's got to exert a lot of energy, chasing and playing that guard, that their best player. I mean, that's just hard for 4 quarters. They're not very long quarters like it is in the NBA, but nevertheless, they have to be able to do that and then shoot on offense. Because that's what they're asking her to do. She's basically having to take their best player, and Coach Hill goes one-on-one. So they do play some zone, but the game I saw against Atlantis, it was man-to-man. That's difficult when you're not really getting any help. It's you against that guard, their best player, and they're asking you, man, this is your job tonight, is to shut that down. And I saw it against Atlantis. I thought that Benji did a really good job. On the other side, with Jordan, I mean, one thing I had a dad tell me about Jordan, he told me, he said, this was last year. He said, I'm going to tell you, the Malone brother y'all have over there, that's a special kid. That kid, I don't know if he's seen her play multiple times or maybe he saw her playing select, but he said that girl right there is what a basketball player is. Her vision. It's not just the threes, but it's the vision that she has on the court. He talked very highly of her, which is what we've heard her say. The workout. I mean, 500 as a freshman to 1,000. I mean, then you talk about the assist and Steve and John. I got to tell you, man, I'm really impressed with the way she talked. The way she set herself up and she prepares herself with the Bible verses. I mean, that's something we don't. I mean, a lot of kids do it, but come out and this
And
is what
say
I
it and say it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what's special is that there's no shame in my faith. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come out and say it. So a lot of people may practice it. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But they're not as vocal and giving glory to what it is that drives her. I think that's super special. I think that's super important that she is not intimidated to profess her faith, and say, hey, this is what drives me. You know what I'm saying? The game, I love the game, but this is what drives me. That's special.
And that's much respect. Absolutely. And I look forward to her. And she talked about how, as the support that she gets from Coach Hill too. So there's a bond there too, which I think is great, man. And these two ladies, interviewing them today was great. Both great captains and good role models for our younger JV and the younger girls on varsity, man, to be able to look up to these girls with the work ethic that these two have. It's awesome. And then I think when we bring in the other two captains, Kaylee Howe and then we know how hard they work as well. So, Coach Hill's got 4 captains on there that I think are good role models for our younger Lady Pirates. So great. Hopefully, we're going to catch as many games as we can this year from them. We've got the boys and then we've got soccer as well. But I look forward, guys, for these girls to, get it. The district title needs to stay in Rockport #1. It's going to be a good game between Beaver and Rockport, but we can't count out Sinton. I mean, I know they're probably not having the up year, but you never know. Sinton always wants to beat Rockport, and then of course getting into that playoffs and getting past that 3rd round. So the record right now may not show what he did last year, but getting into district, I think all of these tournaments that Coach Hill's put him in. It's not how you start, but it's how you finish, right?
Hey, let me tell you, and I called Coach Hill. Gosh, I don't remember when did we go watch their game against Vets? Was that Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah. So
no,
Saturday.
No. Was it Saturday?
Saturday.
Friday, I think.
Friday. No, well, I went Saturday. I went Saturday too. And I watched that game, and then I messaged her if we could do a follow-up call. I wanted to talk to her about the game and do a phone interview. And she's like, yeah. So we set it up for Sunday. So I talked to her on Sunday. We talked, and first the first question I had for her was about the tournament. I wanted to talk to her about the tournament, and she's like, well, yeah, it was super important to her. to bring in these high caliber teams. Koppel, did I say that right? Coppell, I don't know.
Koppel, I think it's Koppel.
And then the other teams that are really good, the teams that made it to the finals. So it's super important to her, one, that she invited those teams down and she wanted to play that higher competition. Two, she put herself in that bracket to play them, right? I mean, she's drawn up the bracket. She could have easily put herself in, the opposite bracket so they could do, show the town folks, that they could play against these. No, she put herself in that same bracket with the tougher teams because she wanted to play against them. And so she did that. I thought that's super smart and awesome, right? The second thing she had, the other thing that I took from the conversation was that there was a lot of teams that she invited that opted not to come once they seen the teams that were coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you know what I'm saying? So, and that just led me, and I just made my own answers to that question, right? I mean, she didn't say it. She did not say it, but this is what I'm thinking. Those coaches in their mind are like, why are we going to go to that tournament? We're going to get our heads beat in. Why are you going? Why are you even calling those teams in? You're going to get your head beat in. But there's something different going on in her mind. You know what I'm saying? That there's some other preparation that she's doing, you know what I'm saying? And inviting those teams down, you know what I'm saying, to come down and play against it. So, because she wants that higher caliber team. So she's making all the right moves right now early, you know what I'm saying? I think that basketball team is going to only, it's going to serve them. It's going to pay dividends. You know how we, Johnny and Tony, we all firm believers in strength of schedule. I think that word might have been worn out in football. Strength of schedule. So, hey, there's no doubt about it that Coach Hell is putting in that work for those girls. You know what I'm saying? She's doing everything she can to prepare the girls. Now it's just up to them to learn, extract all that information that they're gaining, and then apply it come district and playoffs.
Yeah, and I think she understands being a player, playing for Rockport, and when they made that, state semis, the run that they made, I think she understands as a player what it took from them. She understands what they had to go through and what they had to go that season to get to where they got to. And so I think and that's why I think it was great to bring her back. And then she's coaching the team that she played as a player and almost won a state title. So I think she understands clearly. But a lot of fans won't understand. The coach understands, and they understand what they've got to prepare. And then her first year here last year, going on that 20+ or 20 game win streak, and then, getting blown out by Bernie, because I thought we played pretty good in the first half, but Bernie obviously was a lot tougher down the stretch. I think, they take something from that and say, look, now I know where our girls are at. I know what that competition is going to look like with Bernie now being ranked top 5. In the rankings. She knows at some point to get to where we want to, we're going to have to face that team again. This time she wants that team better prepared. So being as a player, getting to that point, and now as a coach, understanding what she's got to do for her girls to prepare them for them tough games, I think it's good. And I think, we had the soccer coach on earlier, and she's already at a young age down that same road that Coach Hill is, where I know what I've got to do now. We're going to play tough teams because they understand as players what they had to go through. As coaches, we know what we're doing. So I think sometimes I know myself, I'll speak for myself as a fan, you want to see certain things. We talk about football, and I've said, hey, just throw, John Chupi in there, man, he can start. But what I don't realize is the game plan all week. When Coach Robbins came in and said, listen, there's schemes that we run. There are things that we practice that we got to put in motion. It's not just throwing one guy in and throwing what we've been working all week, right? So there's a lot of things that go into a game that fans don't know, and I think we got some great coaches, and I think what we're doing now, like I said, our record may not show. I think Johnny said, Beaver's rankings are going up a lot higher. Are they playing the same competition that Rockport is? I'm not really sure, right? But when we compete with them, we should be better prepared with the tournaments that the teams that we play in the tournaments to get us that district title, which is what we're seeking. And then that deep playoff. So I think we're going to be good. Guys, turning over to the guys. I know we didn't talk a lot about the boys. I know there's some injuries. I know that they're competing in the Iran this past term. I think they went 2-3. they're playing with basically 7 guys. There's a lot of injuries to the guys. I know. Matthew Bosk is coming back. We'll try to get some information this upcoming week to find out exactly where we're at, status with our guys. But I know and I've heard that we're down to maybe 6 or 7 players. So, our guys are fighting, they're winning. Hopefully we'll find out what these injuries are to these guys, and hopefully, we can get them back before district, because we need to be healthy to be able to make a run at the district title or a playoff. So right now, I don't know how true that is, but I know that I've been told that we do have some injuries. Hopefully they're not major, and we can get a lot of these guys back. So I'll get with Coach Bates, over the weekend or maybe tomorrow, and try to see how much information he can give us, so that we can bring it up on next week's podcast and inform the community on what's going on with our boys. But like I said at the beginning, our girls and boys, I think that when the district ends, I think both of our boys and girls will be in the playoffs. And so it's going to be very exciting. Now adding the soccer boys and girls is going to be great. We're going to be really busy. So definitely the Pirates Cove will be doing the post interviews and bringing coaches and players continuing every Wednesday to talk to them about what's going on. And then, of course, GT Sports. And that's why I have the logo in the background. This is what you will see on the screen. We're working on that when we live stream. All of our live streams for games, didn't matter the sports, are going to go through GT Sports. Our podcast, our interviews go on the Pirates Cove. Now we have a Pirates Cove YouTube channel, a Gridiron 64 YouTube channel, and a GT Sports Unlimited. So when we bring in Pirates, our podcast, it's going to now go to the Pirates Cove YouTube channel. That's where you can catch it. But I share it over to our Facebook and Twitter pages. So if you just hit the link on Facebook or Twitter, it'll take you straight to the Pirates Cove YouTube. If you like the podcast, please become a subscriber. Help us gain. We need a little bit more subscribers. We need actually a lot more subscribers. And if you like it, share it, man. That's the big thing. Share it, share it, share it. When you share it, it goes down to about another 500-600 people. And then that person shares it, and probably another 1,000 people see it. So hopefully, if you like what we're doing, share it and definitely become a subscriber. But until then, guys, thank you very much. Tomorrow we will be back on. I don't know if Johnny, if you can, and Steve, if you guys are available, but Johnny just posted on the Gridiron 64 week 5 of the playoffs. So he's got some good games up there. So we'll be back on tomorrow at 6:45, and we will preview and make our predictions on those games. So I'm looking forward to that. Johnny, can you join us tomorrow on the Gridiron 64 at 6:45?
Yes.
Steve?
Hey, I got a Little League board meeting tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's at 6:00. So depending on how long that lasts, I'll come in.
No, well, we can set it back. We've got nothing else. I mean, I can set it back to 7:30. We've got nothing else. Just kind of run down that thing. So I'd rather not start without you.
Yeah.
To give you an opportunity to get in there. So just
right.
send us a text when you're done. If Johnny's okay and Tony, we don't got nothing else going on. We can start at 7:30.
Okay.
No problem.
Yeah. So yeah, that the board meeting, it was confirmed today. So we got a Little League board meeting. We've already started meetings on that, and I'll actually be traveling Saturday to George West for the district board meeting. So that's starting to get rolling. You know what I'm saying? So I got to make sure that we're ahead of the game on that one. So I'll keep in touch. I'll let you know. And if I think the meeting's going to run long or whatever, I'll keep you guys in the loop.
All right. Sounds good. If not, Johnny, 7:30, if he can't make it, let's just plan for 7:30. Give Steve some time. If he's going to make it past that, then, Steve can just email. If he can't make it, he can just, send us.
7:30. No, 7:30 may be good. Like I said, it's the meeting set for 6.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes.
And I'll send Tony a text to remind him, guys. So thank you very much for coming on the Pirates Cove. Next week, we're working on Lilith Solis and Kaylee Howe, bringing them in next week to talk to them, to continue. And then I'm going to look to get 2 other guys from the boys as well. So Friday, guys, I'm going to find out where the boys are playing and who they're playing against, but either we'll be live streaming that game. If we go to the soccer, we won't live stream their games. It's just a scrimmage, but definitely want to go out there and see that matchup between 7 and 8 got me little.
Yeah.
Johnny and I, every time we can put a little W on GP, man, we love it, man. It makes it great, man. So we'll see what happens, guys. But No, I just got to get. Well, I will wait till tomorrow to the gridiron. So thank you very much, guys. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30.
Hey, great shows, guys. Great shows.